So can you get a Tanqueray and I'm just kidding. Terrible. So
the bar is not very well stocked here.
Yeah, and it's so dimly lit, and you guys are all wearing black. So this is going to be really interesting.
We'll be voices out of the void.
Hello. You could be any three guys, unfortunately. So
yeah.
Sure. So how's it feel to be back on the road with this band?
Well, it feels great. Yeah. We've been playing. I think we've been playing better than we ever have. If I dare say that.
Yeah. You can say whatever.
Knock on something.
You're behind the bar, man.
We're in charge. I think there's something a lot more kind of relaxed and loose about how we're approaching everything from the business side of things to playing live. It's been really great, and I think it shows in the live show especially.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really feel like you guys missed a beat at all, even though too much
we miss a few beats every night, but nobody seems to notice.
Everyone's too drunk or singing along all the
time,
probably. So, I mean, did you guys, I'm sure you're getting asked all the time, like, why it took so long, but I'm just curious, like, did you always know in the back of your mind, okay, garbage is always going to be garbage and we'll go back to it eventually?
I think we did, yeah. I mean, when we walked off stage after Bleed Like Me, you know, for that tour, I think we thought it'd be like a 2-year break, but then everybody just got so busy doing their own thing that it stretched into 5 years before Shirley called us, and then, you know, it's 7 years between the album releases. So we never quit, you know, and everyone keeps saying a comeback, you know, like we were reformed, we're back together, but we knew that I think at some point we would get back and make some music.
It's not like, I mean, the three of you, well, the four of you are very versatile. So, I mean, you were just kind of doing your own thing. You never really, I don't think it was ever put in the media like you guys broke up or anything. It's just kind of like you guys are kind of on pause. But I do hear what you're saying. Like, I almost feel compelled, like, well, this is your comeback album, and it's really not. It's just, you guys took too damn forever to do another album.
We're not sure how long you have to stay away before it's called a comeback.
Yeah, probably 10 years maybe.
10 years. 10 years, I would think, yeah, so it's not really a comeback, it's just, we're just returning to the scene of the crime.
Yeah, literally, like, dying back there. Now, do you think for the next album, I know I'm kind of a dick to ask this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. You guys are on the road, everything's going great, you're promoting a new record, like, do you actually think in the back of your minds now, like, geez, we're not going to wait 7 years for the next album, we're going to go right back in the studio after this, or are you taking baby steps?
It's definitely baby steps.
Yeah.
It's one day at a time, one gig at a time, and we've talked a lot about making another record, but then we realized we're talking a little too soon.
Yeah.
We need to get this tour under our belts and then see how we all feel. But I think right now we're excited about more new music.
Do you have, like, I mean, I always associate music with the point in which it came out. Like, I always get nostalgic when I'm listening, which everyone feels that way. So version 2.0 for me is always going to be college graduation for me, which I totally killed it and played it over and over and over and over.
Wow.
But do you guys have like a favorite personal garbage album, or do you kind of just take it on a song-by-song process?
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite album. There's so many memories that go along with the making of a song or an album, and there's all memories of, you know, some of them are not great, some that you would have no idea of, or a listener would have no idea of what that was like to do that. So there are so many other experiential things that enter into it that, you know, makes one album, the making of at least, more pleasurable than the other. But I think we all have kind of a soft spot for the first record, simply because it was, we had no idea what we were doing, and we had no idea it would be successful, and it was just kind of there was a certain naive approach and certain innocence about the whole thing. It was just a real labor of love, and there was no pressure, outside pressure at all.
Right, right. And when you guys burst on, you were kind of thrusted in, I guess, kind of toward the tail end of the grunge scene, and like alt rock was king, like back when you guys debuted. Now.
Wow.
Okay.
That was an old entrance.
You've been planning that all day.
Chevy Chase, everybody. So grunge rock, alt rock were huge when you guys, burst onto the scene. Like now, the argument is, aside from Foo Fighters, it feels like no one could really break through into the mainstream with rock and roll. You could totally argue that, but I mean, I definitely feel it as a fan of rock that it's kind of like a second-class citizen now. I'm just curious what you guys think.
Well, we've always felt like second-class citizens, so it's okay.
It is weird to be using guitars now. It seems like the way we use guitars is almost an anomaly right now. It's kind of, it's fine. We love the noise, so we're not going to give that up.
Yeah, I mean, there's always, pop music has always sort of dominated the charts, and there was 10 years ago, hip hop really was sort of dominating the charts, and it sort of moved a little bit more into R&B, and now you have like Rihanna and Katy Perry, and electronic music and house music has made a big influence into the mainstream. But music always goes in cycles, and people get tired of that. I mean, remember all the boy bands too? Well, now some boy bands are coming back again, so everything goes in cycles. So, I mean, we're just hoping that people still love guitars, and we're a rock band with a female front person. There's very few of those out there right now, and just the response we've seen from the first handful of shows, the audience has been amazing. It seems like they're hungry for that, that they are kind of tired of hearing pop music. So for us so far, it's been a good thing.
By the way, because you mentioned Shirley, it's so dark in here that I think I'm just going to tell people Shirley was in on this interview. She's here. She's just resting her voice for later.
Blending into the background.
Speak up anytime.
So, I mean, musicians in your own right, there's a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of deaths in the industry that kind of, it seems like every day is like a new one, whether it's MCA, Donna Summer, or BJ's like, how do you kind of take this? It kind of feels like a little part of you dies when they go too.
Why are you asking us this question? Because we're old?
No, you guys are, I don't know, you're the guys behind the bar and I want to please you. But I'm just curious, I mean, it just seems...
It's always sad.
Yeah.
No, really, no matter who it is.
It doesn't have to be a famous musician.
Right, just a gifted musician, I guess. Like the MCA one
that was
struck me really.
Awful. He was way too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, he did so much great stuff. We were lucky enough. We played one of his Tibetan freedom shows.
Yep.
It was in Amsterdam years and years ago. That, among many other things.
You mentioned feeling well. By the way, you guys are all wearing black. I thought that was an appropriate question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Appropriate.
Does it seem like so long ago that Garbage formed? Never mind, like, Garbage was this fun thing you guys, started, but like even that, it feels like time just kind of flown by. I mean,
Yeah, it's.
I mean, Nevermind is 20 years old, right? I mean,
It's been a real long
it's
time, and
insane.
someone in another interview just asked us what we're going to do to celebrate our 20th anniversary, and we hadn't even thought about it.
What?
We hadn't even thought of the number 20, but it's coming up, and it's kind of weird and unexpected.
Creepy.
And then here it comes. So. But we just have to. We're just taking it one day at a time. Really, we're not making any long-term plans.
Any plans to go back to Wisconsin
Well, I still live there.
Okay. So obviously you have plans to go back.
Hopefully, at some point, I'm going back there. Yeah.
If I let you.
Yeah, when the tour is finished.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve and I, we have a studio there, but we've been decommissioning it slowly, just because we haven't been spending time with it. But my family still lives back there. We still go back there and spend time.
Okay. And I mean, you cut the first album there.
We did the bulk of most of the first 4 albums.
Yeah.
Duke did some of the.
Except this last one.
Yeah, Duke did some of the new record there. He worked on his guitar bits and some drum things. Yeah, he did some drums there too.
I did.
And we're going back to play this summer.
Okay. I don't know. That's a question for Wisconsin tourism.
Yeah.
You just patched me and asked if I could ask a Wisconsin question. All right, guys. Well, listen. Good luck for the tour, the album.
Yeah.
Please, as a huge Garbage fan, don't take so much.
Oh, that's very nice.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, cool. We'll take that.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll try to keep it down to under 5 years.
Under 5 years.
All right, cool.
Thanks, guys.